Quite a warm evening here in the coastal city of Mogadishu. Welcome to Somalia's premier #1 station for news and updates, Dalsan TV. I'm your presenter, Abdurrahman Yusuf. Tonight, I have quite a full packed bulletin prepared for you. The lovely viewers, first I kind of have a look at the stories that are making our headlines. ATMIS hands over Kudai military base to Somali National Army. Two Somaliland ministers resign. Back Irro as opposition grows ahead of election. Somalia Defense Minister inspects troops at the forward base in Galmudug State. Somali Foreign Minister grilled by Senate Committee on Diplomatic Affairs. Foreign Minister Fiqi welcomes United Nations Political Affairs Envoy in Mogadishu. Now let's delve into a full bulletin. The Africa Union Transition Mission in Somalia officially handed over Kudai Forward Operating Base to the Somali Security Forces in Jubaland State. Kudai Forward Operating Base in Lower Juba has been manned by ATMIS Kenya Defense Forces since 2015. It has played a critical role in safeguarding the port city of Kismayu as a strategic buffer zone. Here's a full story. The Africa Union Transition Mission in Somalia officially handed Kudai Forward Operating Base to the Somali Security Forces in Jubaland State on Wednesday. Kudai Forward Operating Base, located in Lower Juba region, has been manned by the ATMIS Kenya Defense Forces since 2015. It has played a critical role in safeguarding the port city of Kismayu as a strategic buffer zone. The area was liberated from Al-Shabaab by ATMIS and the Somali Security Forces in 2015, dismantling the group's operation in southern Somalia. ATMIS Sector 2 Commander Brigadier Rashid Saif presided over the handover ceremony, attended by senior officials from ATMIS, Somali National Armed Forces, and the United Nations Support Office in Somalia, including ATMIS Military Chief Engineer Colonel Suleiman Ibrahim, Chief of Joint Support Operations Center Sekou Trawali, among others. The officer commanding Police Division Kudai Police Post, Suleiman Abdullah Ali, highlighted the cordial relationship between ATMIS, KDF troops, though civil-military cooperation projects. As part of the handover, the United Nations Support Office of Somalia gifted the Somali Security Forces with United Nations-owned equipment, including generators, refrigerators, and boreholes. ATMIS has so far transferred 6 forward operating bases to the Somali Security Forces and reduced troop numbers by 2,000 as part of the United Nations and the Africa Union approved Phase 3 drawdown. Other forward operating bases handed over include Barire, Johar Town, El Eglo, Abdallah Birole, and Orahsan. Heading over to Somaliland, where 2 deputy ministers in Somaliland's government have resigned, signaling a shift in political alliances just weeks before the pivotal November 13th presidential election. The officials previously loyal to the ruling Kulmiye party announced that their support for the opposition candidate Abdurrahman Mohammed Abdullahi, known as Irro, citing the need for the change.
2 deputy ministers in Somaliland's government have resigned, signaling a shift in political alliances just weeks before the pivotal November 13th presidential election. The officials previously loyal to the ruling Kulmiye party announced their support for opposition candidate Abdurrahman Mohammed Abdullahi Irro, citing the need for change. Nasir Aidid Mohammed, the former deputy minister of fisheries, stated that while he remains a member of the Kulmiye party, his vote will go to Irro. Muhammad Elmi Yusuf, the former deputy minister of education, also announced his resignation after consulting with 2 constituents. The registrations are part of a wave of defections from the ruling party, Kulmiye, as the opposition Wadani party gains momentum ahead of the election. In recent weeks, several high-ranking officials have switched their support to Irro's campaign, increasing pressure to the ruling party. Among those who have defected are Hussein Deir, a prominent political figure, and MPs Ahmed Isod Ahmed and Mursal Mohammed Jama, both representing Gabile district. With the November 13th election drawing closer, the stakes are higher than ever for both parties. President Bihi, who is seeking re-election, faces a mounting challenge from the opposition, which has managed to consolidate support from disillusioned members of his own party. Political analysts believe that the upcoming election could be a turning point for Somaliland.
Somalia's Defense Minister Abdul Qadir Mohammed Noor made an unannounced visit to a forward operating base close to Elder village in Galmudug State today. The visit, aimed at assessing the military readiness and the welfare of the troops, was highlighted by a warm reception from General Dayah Abdullah, commander of the Somali National Army's ground forces.
Somalia's Defense Minister Abdul Qadir Mohamed Noor made an announced visit to Forward Operating Base close to Elder village in the Galmudug state. The visit, aimed at assessing the military's readiness and the welfare of the troops, was highlighted by a warm reception from General Dayah Abdullah, commander of the Somali National Army's SNA ground forces. During his visit, the minister engaged with the military personnel, gaining first-hand insights into the operational conditions and the morale of the soldiers. This inspection comes at a time when security remains a paramount concern in Somalia, with ongoing efforts to combat insurgent groups like Al-Shabaab. The minister's presence at the forefront line is part of a broader initiative to boost military morale and ensure that the forces are adequately equipped and supported in their missions. Discussions during the visit likely covered strategic military operations, logistics, and the overall security situation in the region. The visit underscores the government's commitment to enhancing military capabilities and ensuring the safety of its personnel amid the backdrop of frequent security incidents in Somalia. As the situation develops, further details on the outcomes of the minister's inspection and any subsequent strategies or support announced for the military are anticipated.
In a crucial story where the Somali Foreign Minister Ahmed Mualim Fiqi was grilled by the Senate Foreign Affairs Committee led by Senator Mariam Farah Kahiye to delve into critical topics including Somalia's-Ethiopia negotiations, the budgeting for the diplomatic missions, and reforms within the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. This closed-door session in the capital underscores the government's commitment to transparency and bolstering good governance practices.
Somali Foreign Minister Ahmed Mualim Fiqi was grilled by the Senate Foreign Affairs Committee, led by Senator Mariam Farah Kahiye, to delve into critical topics including the ongoing Somalia-Ethiopia negotiations, the budgeting for the Somali diplomatic missions, and reforms within the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. This closed-door session in the capital underscores the government's commitment to transparency and bolstering good governance practices. Fiqi's discussions with the committee come at a pivotal time, with Somalia navigating complex diplomatic waters, particularly the maritime dispute with Ethiopia. The committee also scrutinized the financial allocations for the Somali embassies abroad, aiming to ensure efficient use of resources amidst call for austerity and financial accountability. The outcome of these discussions are anticipated to influence Somalia's diplomatic strategy, enhance parliamentary oversight of foreign affairs, and set a precedent for future interactions between the executive and the legislative branches on matters of international diplomacy.
Now, as we wind up, Somalia's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Ahmed Mualim Fiqi, along with the United Nations envoy to Somalia, James Swan, warmly received Rosemary A. DiCarlo, the representative of the United Nations Secretary General for Political and Peace Affairs, during her visit to Mogadishu. Ambassador Fiqi briefed Honorable DiCarlo on the notable advancements in Somalia's security sector, the recent discussions held by the National Consultative Council, and the federal government's proposal concerning the Africa Union Transition Mission in Somalia, AUSM. Somalia's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Ahmed Mualim Fiqi, along with the United Nations envoy to Somalia, James Swan, warmly received Rosemary A. DiCarlo, the representative of the United Nations Secretary General for Political and Peace Affairs, during her visit to Mogadishu. Ambassador Fiqi briefed Honorable DiCarlo on the notable achievements in Somalia's security sector, the recent discussions held by the National Consultative Council, and the federal government's proposal concerning the Africa Union Transition Mission in Somalia. These updates underscore Somalia's continued progress and strategic initiatives aimed at stabilizing the region. DiCarlo confirmed the unwavering support of the United Nations for Somalia, particularly highlighting the contributions of the Somali delegation to the United Nations Security Council. This commitment was warmly welcomed by Ambassador Fiqi, who expressed confidence in the Somali team's ability to represent the nation effectively, both in New York and within the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The visit marks a strengthening of the partnership between Somalia and the United Nations, with both parties reiterating their shared dedication to advancing peace, security, and political stability in the region. Lovely viewers, That story of Ambassador Firi and United Nations Envoy James Swan brings us to the end of our bulletin tonight. I wish to thank you for keeping tabs and watching Dalsan TV. Have yourselves a lovely night and be blessed.